and welcome. We're going to do a battle report today with the Drasil versus the Colonies. So I'm going to be running the Drasil, who are kind of like cyborg space tree creatures. And I'm taking 3 units with me, so it's a standard 12-point game. I've got my 3-point Drasil Dryad here. So she's really good in melee. That's why she's got these huge swords. And can do a lot of damage in melee. And she's agile, so she's quite good at kind of getting around the battlefield, but she's not super fast. And in general, that's true. We're generally a very slow faction overall. And she doesn't have any range attacks, so she needs to kind of get in close to do stuff. We've got the Drasil Warrior, who is definitely my kind of slowest, chunky, moving, big kind of mech assault tree platform. But he has got an endurance 22, so he's really hard to take down. He's got the Bastion special rule, so he's good at taking hold of objectives. He's got an enormous amount of damage potential between his pulsed laser cannons and his energy blades. Just needs to be able to get in range to make use of it, which can sometimes be a bit challenging with him. And then we've got kind of my, I guess you'd call them my sort of line troopers here, my bombards, to get a unit of 2 of them. And they've only got 3 inches of movement, so quite slow, but they've got some ways of getting around that through their cards. They've got a decent amount of damage, and they've got 15-inch range, so they're actually still able to project quite a bit of threat range, even though they're kind of slow moving. They also have a built-in standing order that lets them attack indirectly, which can be useful if someone's trying to hide behind cover, so that can be quite nice. Using the Loot Studio models 3D printed here today, with a little bit of kit bashing on this one for the giant swords. Certainly a mixture there of Loot Studio and another prints that we've got to put these out. So yeah, let's talk about some of the actions that we've got. We've got grav jets. This is kind of one of the great things for the bombards. Lets them move up to twice their unit speed, and with the flying special rule, so really handy to get them up the board. They've got their obliterate order, which extends their range by 3 inches, so take them to 18-inch range. Starting to get kind of really big threat range there, kind of causing some trouble, and gives them an elite die, which really lets them deal out quite a bit of damage. The Dryad's got this swift blade ability, which is really nice, retaliate, which gives 2 elite die in a reaction back. So that's very nice in terms of if you're in a position where you're going to be forced to use your defensive die, then using that kind of makes her defense still potentially quite aggressive in terms of quite good dice. But the other benefit from it is if you're reacting to someone who isn't making an attack against you and you're going to get your offensive die, you're then pumping that up to kind of what's going to destroy quite a lot of units will get clearly taken out with that. So that's the list. We'll give it a go and see how they do.
Hi, today I'm going to be playing the Colonies. My 12-point list consists of the 4-point Trapper, the 6-point Ranger, and the 2-point Doc. You can think of the Colonies a bit like space cowboys. You know, they've came on planets to prospect, and they're just humble folk trying to make their way in the universe. Again, nicely painted, nicely printed Loot Studios models that we've used here. The Trapper has some cool abilities. He is sort of a long-range powerhouse. In fact, his weapon has a minimum range, which from all of the models I've seen in War Trigger, you know, it's one of the few that seem to have that. So yeah, he works from 2 to 15-inch range. He's got very high damage. He's got a very good reaction order called Ambush that you play when an enemy model is issued an order. He can then make a full attack that ignores stealth, so it can be really highly damaging. Then playing the Rangers, as I say, who are on motorcycles, so their movement is very, very fast. They're great for getting up the board. They have 2 weapons. They have revolvers, and they have a very close range whip. They have a very, very good inbuilt reaction called Power Slide that when they're attacked, they use to make a basic move order, and then they count as being in heavy cover and gain an elite die. So that can be really useful for when you've been attacked with something with a lot of damage to output there. A card that I like to use with them is Outlaw Trail, which makes their already fantastic 8-inch move up to a 10-inch move, and then gives them stealth for the whole time that card is attached to them. Stealth gives you a tech die as well on a defense, so when you mix that with the in cover bonus, the extra elite die, and the tech die, they can be very, very hard to take off the board. You can move up objectives and move up the board, capture objectives, while dodging incoming fire, and they're very hardy. The last model I'm playing is the Doc. He's a low point model. He's not so good in combat, but you wouldn't expect that from a medic. He's very good at healing guys up. He has inbuilt actions that allow him to heal. He also has a special card that allows him to heal, so instead of a unit being put anywhere on the board, it's put next to him, and you discard specifically that card rather than any card in your deck. Another card that I like to use in this deck is the Heist Fake card, which is great for giving to an enemy unit, and it makes sure that they can't contest objectives, destroy objectives, or move objectives, which makes it very useful. I hope they do well today, so let's wait and see.
We will start off by doing initiative. So we always start off by doing our initiative. We're going to take 2 winded cards out of our winded pile, and we're going to take them into our hand. Pick up my deck. This last one doesn't want to come up. And we're going to have a look through, and what we're going to do is we're going to select 3 cards to use for our initiative. And what we have to remember is any cards we pick, we're going to lose access to for a little while into the game. So we just have to think about maybe things that we're not going to need early on. Gonna take a guess here. Gonna take this one. Commonly what people do here is they're just going to put 2 winded cards and 1 of their initiative cards, because the winded cards aren't worth anything. But if you really desperately wanted to go first for some reason, you want to do that. So let's have a reveal and see what we got. Let's see. So you've gone with 2 winded, same as me, which are worth 0, as we can see in the top right hand corner here. You've gone with Doc's Orders, which is worth 3 for initiative. I've gone with Local Floor, which is worth 9, which means I'm going to win the initiative. Does mean that I'll pop these in the winded piles here, and I'm going to pop my discard pile there for my Local Flora. Okay, so we know who's got initiative, which will be relevant kind of at various points as we go setting up. So we're going to, I'm going to check the sequence to make sure I do it right. Do it in the right order. So we've done our initiative. So we're going to get our Act 1 and our weather card. So we've already shuffled these up here. So we're going to have a look for our Act 1 card to see what we're going to be playing today. And we have got Abandoned Depot. So now it does call for 60 to 70% of the battlefield to be covered in terrain. For the purposes of filming, we've gone with a bit of a lighter terrain setup, and we already did it ahead of time just to make things a bit easier. You can see what's going on. There's no special rules. The trigger for the next act is if a model ends its movement within 1 inch of an objective marker, or there are no objective markers left on the battlefield, then we'll go into Act 2 and we'll see what those objective markers are really about. We've got kind of 4 deployment zones that are kind of like in this kind of middle chunk on each of our edges here. And this one you can play on up to a 4-foot battlefield. We're playing on a 3x3 today, which is fine for this. And we have got 3 objectives to place. So that will come up in a moment. Let's have a look and see what weather we got. So the weather today is caustic rain. Forecast: the precipitation is so corrosive, flesh and metal burn alike. So models suffer -1 endurance unless completely covered by an overhanging piece of terrain. Agree with your opponent when this card comes into play which areas are covered. So is there anywhere we want to designate as being safe from the rain?
I guess it might be under these very shallow roofs, but
okay.
I think if anyone's standing there, they're very much in the open to be shot.
Okay. Well, if someone manages to get in under one of these roofs, we'll say they're free of the rain. But otherwise, we're going to be playing with everyone at -1 endurance, so people are going to be dying a little bit easier with this weather. Okay. Then once we've done the weather, we would set up the battlefield, which we've already done. We then get to choose our secondary objectives. So there's a number of secondary objectives we can pick from to just potentially score some additional VP. I think, looking at this one, I think I'm going to go with something reasonably straightforward, because I've got a couple of options. I could go for a riskier piece here. Saying that, I've got quite an aggressive force. Yeah, I tell you what, I am going to go with Extermination, which means I gain 2 bonus victory points each time I destroy an enemy unit that has been brought back via reinforcements. So you can prevent me from doing that by never bringing someone back.
Yeah.
But if I destroy a lot of stuff early on, you're probably not going to want to do that. And at most, I can score maximum of 4 VP from that. Do you want to have a look through the options there for what you want to pick?
Yeah. I'm going to go for strategic advance, so I will gain 1 VP each time I plan with an empty hand.
Okay, it's a good choice, popular one. I think it's definitely one of the ones where it's easier to score because I kind of can't stop you from scoring it pretty much. But you've only got a maximum of 2 VP you can earn from it, so that's one thing to keep in mind. Okay, let's carry on with our setup. So we will now pick our deployment zones, which, given the way we're set up, we're going to end up with, I'll have the deployment zone here, and you'll get the one there. And then we get to place objective markers. We're going to alternate placing objective markers. We need to place 3 of them. There we go, got some here. So we've got 3 in Act 1. 1, 2, 3. So we've got 40 men objective markers here that we're going to place out. I'll get to place the first one, you'll place the second one, I'll place the third one. When there's an odd number, I have to place the first one in the centre.
Okay.
So we'll give that a quick measure out. It's going to be 18 on this. So
okay.
Let's go 18 to the middle. Ooh, big swords on that fella. So that's pretty much there. And then 18 in. There's going to be... Oh, move this one out. That one's almost in the right place already. Perfect. Going to be about there. Okay, so then it's down for you to place one.
And I can put this anywhere I want?
So there's a couple of restrictions. I shall tell you what they are. It's really just to do with where they are versus each other and zones and so on.
Yes.
So it must be 10 inches outside of any deployment zones. So our deployment zones on this is like basically 4 inches in. So you're talking 14 inches from your edge. You could technically place them a bit closer on these edges potentially. They must be at least 4 inches from each other and at least 3 inches from any models or table edge.
Okay, that's fine. Then in that case, I'm going to put this one here.
Okay, that's good. Okay, so I think I'm going to go similarly, sort of about here-ish. Okay. About there. Okay. So then we're going to deploy alternating units. I will start with me having initiative. I think, so 4 inches in. And then basically I just can't deploy in the kind of the 4-inch blocks at either end. My base just has to be in contact with it. So let's put the bombard out first. So there's one bombard drone and I've got to place another one. It's going to be within 2. So I'll just let him go back ever so slightly. So he's still going to be within 4 of the edge. And then that's one of my units deployed. Over to you.
Okay, can I...
You want to use the widgets? Yeah,
yes,
there you go.
I am going to go with my trapper, and we're going to do 4 inches of the edge, yeah?
Yeah.
I'm going to put my trapper here.
Okay. Interesting. Okay. I will sort of holding off to see where them rangers are going to go because I'm slightly frightened of the rangers.
They are very quick.
Yeah, they're fast and they hit pretty hard too. So, well, it's not even that they do hit reasonably hard, but they're also very survivable. So they can be a bit of a pain. But I'm going to stick the Dryad out there, so she's got the option to maybe come around and do something that's objective because she's kind of strong in that way. But over to you to do.
Well, I'm going to do my dock.
Okay. See, one of my favourites with these guys is to play the secondary objective vital asset, which lets you basically declare someone who you need to protect throughout the game, and then have the dock just way at the back, doing healing-y things and not getting into any trouble. Yes. Does put a bit of a target on them.
Well, yes, but it also pulls you away from objectives. So
yes, yeah. Okay, so now my big dude's going to go down. I see you've left your range to the end, so I can't see where they're going to go.
That was a calculated decision.
Okay, let's pop the big fellow there. Drasil warrior. Okay, and over to you for the last bit. Would you prefer the tape measure, or would you prefer the?
I'll have the tape measure. Please, thank you. I'm going to put my rangers side by side. Hopefully, well, actually, we put them over here because then we're not blocking I've got line of sight to you. Hopefully, is what I'm hoping.
To this guy, oh, definitely from there. I mean, yeah, and the bombards
Side by side, he's going to be able to see them.
This guy's
well,
gonna
I
see,
guess his range might not be that long. Those are some big sniper rifles and axes, but
they're real dangerous. Okay, so I think we're all set up and we're ready to go. So it's going to be me for the first activation. So let's have a look and see what I want to do. Now, we know that Act 1's going to end when we get a model within one inch of an objective. So kind of do want to maybe start approaching these objectives. And then we can find out what it is we're going to be doing in Act 2. I'm also tempted to try and get the bombards. I think got my longest range. If anybody, yeah, they do. So I possibly want to try and just push them out a little bit, ready to threaten you if you try and move forward.
Okay.
So I'm going to play Bombard Drones, Gravjet. I'm playing it for the main order on here, so it's move up to twice the unit's move speed. The unit has the flying special rule for the duration of that movement.
Very nice.
Now their movement's only 3 inches, so they're going to go 6. So that's not super fast. I'm going to nominate this guy as the leader of the multi-model unit, and I'll pop him there. He's going to go to here, and then I can place his friend within 2. And I'm pretty much just going to try and get as much forward as I can. So I'm going to place his friend here.
Trying to trigger phase 2 straight away, huh?
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to get within an inch, but
No.
I should at least be in a position where, like, they've got 15-inch range. So if you move within 15 inches of the lead guy, I might be able to take a shot back at you. It's kind of my thinking here.
Okay.
So that's my activation done, and it's over to you.
I am going to play Outlaw Trail on my Rangers. So, I make a basic move order. The unit has +2 movement speed for the duration of that movement, and whilst attached to a friendly unit, that unit has the stealth special rule. Ooh. Let's attach this here. So that means they're going to move 10 inches. So, I mean, I am gonna get in close to your guys, but
The question is, are you going to get within 15 is the question.
I am allowed to pre-measure.
Yeah.
So, I mean, 15 is going to be here, so it's whether I want to take the long route round, which I don't really want to do, or whether I want to take that route round. I am going to move them
Okay, yeah.
up to behind this cover.
Yeah.
And then that is over to you.
Okay. Now, probably the sensible thing here to do, probably what I want to do, is bring these other guys up. Because one of the challenges I've got with the Drasil is they're quite slow moving. And if I push too far forward and leave the other guys back, what's going to end up happening is they're just not going to be able to get into where the action is happening. So I think I need to move the other guys forward. I think I will do that with... I think she's got a standing order. So her standing order action is Wither. Make a move basic order in RPG within 1 inch of an objective. You may destroy that objective.
Oh.
Which is kind of a handy thing for her to have. So I'm going to discard a card to be able to do that. So I'll discard Purification, attach a Winded to the Dryad. Fine, and that'll let her do her move basic order of 4 inches. She does have the agile keyword, which is nice. It means she can climb things despite being mechanical, and she can ignore difficult terrain and so on. But for the minute, I'm just gonna get her to go like to here. Oop, her swords are a bit long. So she's going to go into there. Which is not going to move her close enough to an objective to destroy it, but I just wanted to basically move her up. And I'm assuming you have no reactions, so I don't think you've got anything in range.
I have no reactions now.
Yeah. Over to you.
Yes. I did decide what I was going to do, and then you've done that, and...
She's only got melee weapons. I mean, they've got 3-inch range, but you're safe to go relatively close to her. And he's got like 12-inch maximum range. The bombards are definitely the kind of trying to control the middle of the board here.
I don't have a lot of movement actions left. So, do I want, I guess, to start shooting? I don't really need to heal, so not yet anyway.
Well, you check to see what standing orders you've got, because you might have moves in your standing. So, like it was the standing order I did with...
As in the ones on the bottom?
The ones on the back of the cards.
Oh, yes, the backs of these cards. Right, yes. Just a second then. I still have to discard one of these to do that, though.
Yes, and then you attach a winded, yeah. So that's exactly what I just did.
Right, okay, that's what you did, yeah.
The Dryad there, yeah.
Alright. Now, how close do I want to get my motorbikes to those bombards? Because, the name bombard doesn't strike a lot of confidence within me. Alright, okay. I am going to first play an interrupt card, which I can play at any time.
Yeah.
To attach frontier folk to my rangers.
Okay.
So, I'm going to attach it to a friendly unit. Whilst attached, that unit counts as having +1 tough. So, we're just getting around the fact that there's acid falling out of this guy. Put that there.
Okay.
Then, I am going to do the standing order, which is ride along. Now, I'm not going to use it for its full effect. Normally, ride along would let you take another model with you. There are no models close though, but I am just going to use it for a move basic action. I am going to discard.
So I would suggest that you do the interrupt after you've done the movement.
Okay.
Well, it depends. If you're worried about being shot at,
yes,
then do it before, but it's going to cost you an extra card to move them because you'll have 2 cards attached. Or if you do it afterwards.
That's what I'm worried about being shot.
You're worried about being shot, so you'd rather have the tough
I'd rather have.
Fair enough.
So I'm going to discard. Now this is... Well, I don't think I'm going to be using dock, so I'm going to discard my dock, and then I get 2 winded cards, correct? As I already have 2 cards attached.
You only had one. So you discard as many cards as you had attached.
Oh, so I need to discard another card.
So to do a regular, like an order where you're playing a card from your hand, you just discard as many cards you've got attached.
Yes.
Do a standing order, you have to discard 1 additional card.
Right.
And then when you do a standing order, you attach a winded card at the end. Whereas if you played a card from your hand, it would be that card that gets attached.
So would I not discard 3 then, because I have 2 attached?
You got 2 attached, plus it's a standing order, so it's 3 to discard.
All right, okay, but that's fine. It works with my VP plan. So I'm also going to discard point blank. And I am going to finally discard fish in a barrel.
Okay.
To then move them 8 inches, as that is their standard move. It's going to put me out there, but I'm hoping I'm going to put 1 here.
Yeah.
And the other one is going to have to go behind and leave her herself in the open. And then I will attach a winded card to her. Them.
Okay, so I think from where you measured it before, did you come within 15 at any point?
I believe I am.
You would have done when you passed through there, yeah.
I mean, I'm within 15 now, but yes, you can see through this gap.
Yes, yeah. Okay, so the question is, what kind of reaction do I want to play? I think... Do they have any tech dice in their defence?
Yes, they do. Oh, no, sorry, no, they don't. They have it in their attack.
They're in their attack, not in their defence. Okay. Either way, I think it kind of works out the same. I'm going to play AI counter on the bombard drones. Now they've got a card attached, so I am going to need to discard a card, which I think I'll discard the obliterate. It's a good card, obliterate, though. Maybe I want to use that on my turn. This is the problem you get to where you're like, I don't really want to discard any of these.
No, that's it.
I'll discard Hero of the Grove, which is a card for the Drasil Warrior. So that will let me play a counter on these guys, which is going to let me play when an enemy unit is issued an order, make a valid range attack against that unit, and gain a tech die. So sort of strictly the way the kind of orders resolve is you declare everything you're going to do. So you would say, like, this is the weapon I'm using, this is the order I'm using, this is roughly where I'm going to go, this is the attack I'm going to do, and then allow your opponent to declare the reaction. And when your opponent declares the reaction, once you've kind of got that down, and they'll do the same thing, they'll say, right, I'm going to react by targeting with this unit, it's going to target this thing and do, whatever they're going to do. The thing to keep in mind with all of that is the first thing you do is you do all of the movement with the models, and then you resolve the combat. And it's often the case that, in fact, nearly always the case that the movement isn't going to be affected by the orders. You care kind of where you started and where you finished, and kind of the route that you took, but it's very unusual that the reaction is going to stop the person who's acting from being able to move to where they want to. So usually the easy thing to do is move the models and then go, right, okay, let's resolve what we're going to do. The exceptions to that, it's good for your opponent to basically point out when it comes up. And there is, you actually have, the Trapper has a couple of abilities that do kind of come into it here.
Yes.
But okay, as it is, bombard drones are going to be making an attack on to the Rangers. So, I'm going to get my card here and let's build up my dice pool. So, now here's a key question. This guy I'm sure is in range, but was...
I mean, this guy would have been able to see them here. But I would argue that they didn't
get in range.
Fire,
but I would say
this guy, however, would have seen them both move and would have been in range of both of them.
Yeah, okay. So he just needs to get line of sight and range on one of them to contribute his dice.
Yes.
The question I've got here is, and I'll leave it to your judgment, is your base far enough back that you're not being seen by the guy at the back or not?
I believe so. My base ends quite a way back. So
you reckon you're outside? Okay. So what that means is, instead of getting 6 war die, which would have been nice, is I'm only going to get 3 because only the lead guy
still a lot of dice
in range anywhere. And he would get 1 tech die, but he's going to get 2 because he gets 1 as a bonus from the AI counter card. And I can discard a card from hand to boost, and those guys are quite hardy, so Alright, I'm going to discard the Drasil Warrior's Molten Blast to boost myself up to 4 war die total. I can choose to change some war die into elite die, but I think you've got an elite die in defense, so I
I will have 2 elite die in defense because I only get an elite die in defense.
Okay. So
they do have the special rule of stealth currently.
Stealth, which means when you're more than 8 inches away, I think it is. I will double check. When you're more than 8 inches away, you get a tech die essentially in your defense.
Oh well, then I lied to you then.
That's kind of okay because I've ended up with some tech die here. Yes. So. Yeah, not knowingly.
No.
So sorry. If at least 10 inches away from the attacker, add the tech die to defensive attribute. The way that we do that is all things that are kind of beneficial to me. We judge at whatever relative position of the 2 units are in favour for me. It's like for the attack. So like for making sure I've got line of sight. For making sure I'm in range, I can do all of those checks from my point of view. All of the things that are in favour of you, so stealth, cover, and so on, we judge that at whatever point is most favourable to you.
Yes.
So obviously the idea is, really, these were driving at high speed between these 2. So you are going to get some benefit from, you're going to get 2 war die from the cover. You're going to get your stealth, because you would definitely at some point in that movement more than 10 inches away from the unit. So... so you've got your 2 red die.
So I get my 2 red die. I get 2 war die from
2 war die from cover.
And now do I get a single tech die? So 2 because there are 2 models in the squad.
It's a single tech die. So
that's fine.
It's a general. Generally speaking, the attribute that you've got on here is per model in the unit that can contribute dice. Anything else like special rules, cards, just goes on the unit.
Okay, that's fine.
So
now you're ready.
Now we shall set dice.
I'm going to need some extra dice for this.
think it's straightforward because I think. You did get some white dye in the end, didn't you?
I did, from the cover.
So maybe I will do something different. I think that's right, because I had the 3 and then 1 scale 4. Okay, I'm ready.
You ready?
Okay. So because it's only the bombards that are attacking will resolve that first. That's the other thing to keep in mind is if you had attacked me, I'd have been on my defensive dice on my retake, but as you were just kind of driving past. So we start off and we would cancel any crits with evades. I've not got any crits, so it doesn't. You're not spending your evade if you like at this point.
Yeah.
Then I'm gonna do any armor piercing. So I've got 2 armor piercing, which is gonna remove your 2 armor.
Yep.
And it will give you 2 winded cards.
Yes.
Which should help slow them down a little bit.
They are. Yeah, they are.
I've then got 2 nullifies, which will remove up to 2 shields.
Okay, well, I have 1 shield to go.
That's going to go there. But then I've got 2 hits, but you've got 2 evades, so that is going to evade out, and I will not deal you any actual damage.
They are fast.
They are fast, and they are hardy. They survive pretty well.
Yeah.
Despite that, that's why I really needed to get the other drone up in there, but that's okay. That's okay. And then over to me.
Yes.
Okay, so now the question is, the problem is now I don't have line of sight on either of you, so I can't come in with an obliterate. And to be fair, it would cost me a ton of dice if I wanted to do that as well. Ton of cards from my hand. I should really, the sensible thing here is to probably move the warrior up or try and close the gap with the dryad maybe. Okay, I think I'm going to do the sensible thing and try and move her up a little bit. So, much as I hate to see it go, I'm going to discard
It'll be back.
Terraform, because there's a winded attached to the dryad in order to do extend routes, but I'm going to do extend routes for the basic order, the order on the bottom of the card, move, which is just going to let her move her 4 inches. Which I don't think I can't quite close the. So I'm still more than an inch away from that objective, but it does put me in a nice place if I need to do anything with those rangers. Did you want to?
I will react. I'm going to react with our land.
Okay.
And I'm going to move 4 inches.
Oh, I thought you were going to just shoot.
No.
How many cards you got to discard to do that though?
I have to discard 5. Now I happen to have in my hand
5
cards.
All right, okay, I got you.
Which means
it means you're going to score your VP next turn.
It does. If I can just pick this card up off the table.
So I've struggled with the last one. I find the little ridge though is helpful though.
Yeah. Okay. So I discard all of that.
Yep.
So now, but the way that units move, I move the first one 4 inches.
Yep.
Which is going to put her about there.
Yep.
And then I move the other one 2 inches.
Yeah, wherever you want.
Yeah. Well, I guess is this guy a melee character?
Yes.
Well, I'm going to end up an inch away from this objective, therefore triggering.
Yeah, the Act 2.
Yeah.
Okay, so you could play any interrupts or anything now. I could play interrupts. I don't think probably neither of us are.
Does this go underneath because I used it on this one? Or does it get discarded because I used it as?
It goes underneath because it was still an order. So they're
they are
they're going to struggle to do anything for a bit.
Yeah, don't worry about it though.
But I think that's going to be all right for you though in a second.
Yeah.
So we've got the Act 2 cards here, which we shuffled up earlier. So
we did.
We're going to deal out 3 cards. Now, as it's your turn, when it's triggering, you'll get to choose the one to get rid of first.
It's your turn currently. I just retaliated.
Oh, that's right. That's
Yes.
right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So it's actually you who gets to
It's me that
choose.
gets to choose. In fact, yeah, because I was thinking that because I was like, the reason I'd moved her into that position was I was thinking, oh, well, you'll try and come in on the objective and I'll retaliate with her swift blades. But obviously we're doing it this way. You've avoided that. Okay, so what have we got here? We've got 3 Act 2 options. So we've got Digital Espionage, Network Strike, and Alien Ruins. So Digital Espionage is a computer and hold objective. So we would trigger the next act when one side has earned at least 3 VP or all objectives have been destroyed.
Okay.
And we score by, you interact with an objective, you hold, and you score VP equal to the current act. That's interesting. That's interesting. Network Strike is a computer/hold again. So trigger for the next act when cumulatively amongst players 4 VP has been earned or all objectives have been destroyed. Interact with an objective, score VP equal to the number of objectives you hold. Or Alien Ruins. When the first model is destroyed in Act 2 is when we'd move on to the next one. And then holding the objective nearest your deployment zone is worth 1 VP. The one furthest is worth 3 VP. Others are worth 2 if multiple or true score high. So basically kind of relative to each other, the distances from us. That's an interesting one. I don't mind Alien Ruins. Because the scoring happens kind of as a model is killed.
Yes.
The other 2 let you score through interacts, which is, I think, possibly favours you a little bit.
Well, I only have the one squad anywhere near the objective, so...
Yes, yeah, there is that. You are going to get to act first, though. But you're going to have to plan, because you're going to
I am going to have to plan, yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to get to do the actual first action, probably. Okay, so I think I'm going to take digital espionage out of the options. So it's your choice between Network Strike and Alien Ruins.
Okay, well, I am going to choose Alien Ruins.
Okay. So we'll pop
Network Strike
Network
goes back on
Strike
top.
goes back on top.
Yeah.
We'll put this one up here. So when a model is destroyed, we will go to Act 3, and basically at that point we'll see who's holding which objectives and score VP. But basically we're going to score more VP for ones
that are
further away.
So I think the way it's working out, this one's going to be my high score and that one's going to be your high score. Right?
Yeah, and that'll be worth 2 to both of us, yeah. Okay.
Right. So,
Okay.
my turn.
Yeah.
At the start of Act 2, I am going to plan.
Okay.
I'm planning with an empty hand.
So you're going to score a VP?
I'm going to score a VP. I'll use one of these dice to tell me so.
Yeah,
I'm going to put that up here. I'm going to get rid of 3 winded cards. Actually, no. I think I'm going to keep the windeds on because then I open myself to... So I'm going to keep the 3 winded cards on there. Get everything back into my hand, but the winded cards...
So you remove 3 order cards instead?
Yes, I've removed the 3 order cards. Winded cards go there. I have this back in my hand, and then it's over to you.
Okay. Yeah, I think most of the time it's best to remove the order cards because you want the cards in your hand.
Yeah, I mean, there's still going to be 3 cards on there anyway, right?
Yeah,
so.
yeah, exactly, yeah. There are some exceptions. Obviously, you've got some cards that give a bonus when they're attached.
Yes.
And you might have a way of getting rid of winded or something, so... but... No, I've only got 4 cards.
Do you want to plan?
Not at 4 cards, because that means I'm not going to get to pick up my deck afterwards. What I kind of need to decide here is... Oh, the bombard drones could go for an obliterate into those rangers, though.
They could certainly try.
Because what is it? Moves on to Act 2. Trigger next act is when the first model is destroyed.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to be a bit careful.
Now it says model and not unit.
Yes, yes. So if I destroy one model,
yes,
it's going to go over now. And at the minute, that's not great from a scoring standpoint.
No.
So there's a thought. So actually, am I better off just moving the warrior and seeing what you do? possibly, because I really need to try and get something up to that. Something up to that objective over there.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I will just play extend routes for the basic move order on the warrior.
Mm-hmm.
Now he only moves 3 inches, but he does have flying. But he's still not going to move very far. I don't know if you want to react to that.
I don't.
Okay. In that case, that's my activation over, and it's over to you.
It's over to me. Okay, then. Then in that case, I am going to play Outlaw Trail on my Trapper this time.
Ah.
So he's going to get... we're going to make a basic move order with +2 speed. And he gains the stealth special rule. Now he already has the stealth special rule, it doesn't stack, so... but importantly, we're going to get a 7-inch move. Which is going to put us...
Bit spicy.
Terrain back. Well, I feel like when I've played against him, certainly, he's used more of a mobile turret. So, then, it is over to you.
One thing that's important for me to consider is that so he's got the Bastion special rule, which means he counts as 3 models for the purposes of things like holding objectives.
Ah.
So he might be the person I need to send in. I say send in to get the first objective. He's also my slowest model by far, so he's going to struggle to do that. It'd be better off trying to do it with the bombards. What I might do is I'm going to... Now this is going to leave me kind of exposed. It's going to give you a free turn to kind of do whatever you want.
That's what I like to hear.
But I think I need to... Oh. Do I plan now? That's the other option. I plan now. Because I've got Nature's Reach with the Dryad, which lets me move an objective marker.
Okay.
So I could try and move it so that if you were to attack me and kill something, like,
yes,
I'm going to score more VP. But I think doing so would be quite difficult. I still have to place it legally, which means I have to place it 1 inch away from model, so I can't. So you still need to. So I will plan. So I'm gonna discard these 3 cards from my hand. I'm gonna remove 2 cards off of the bombard. Do I remove 1 off the warrior or 1 off the dryad? Dryad's got a winded on, so I'll remove 1 off the dryad. Well, that's my turn, and it's over to you.
I think the correct way around to do this. I'm leaning very heavily into my rangers. I am going to use the action order Heist Fake on your Dryad.
Okay, yeah.
So I'm going to attach this to an enemy unit within 8 inches of my rangers.
Yeah.
Whilst attached to an enemy unit, it cannot interact with or destroy objectives. It also cannot plant or capture objectives. So I'm going to give that to you. And then I'm going to discard 3 things to do that, as I am quite heavily winded.
Oh.
We're going to get rid of Doc's Orders, and we're going to get rid of...
That's an awful time to play that high face well. Like just after I've planned, because I'm like, oh, it's going to be an age before I can remove that now.
I'm going to get rid of...
But.
Patch up. I'm going to get rid of it. It gets difficult to start choosing what I'm going to get rid of. Lasso chain. Those go in my discard pile.
So I am within 3.
Uh-huh.
So I will, when you issue that, because you're issuing them the order Heist Fake.
Yes.
So they're giving me something that's making me be mistaken about what the objective is that we're going for, these alien ruins. You've given me a plaster cast.
That one over there.
Ruin. Yeah. But I can play Swiftblade in response. Which
Okay.
When an enemy uses issue order, make a valid melee attack against that unit, which I've got 3-inch melee range.
Okay.
Unless if you say to me you intended to put that one out of my melee range,
It's fine. They moved last time. They've been sat there for a turn. So.
Okay. Now, I would have declared this before this attach, so I just need to discard the 1 for the winded, and I will discard. I guess I know I don't need the interacts now, so I guess I will discard Terraform, which will allow me to make an attack into you. It's still a bit risky because I kind of do. I want to destroy a model because what's going to happen? You're gonna. If I do destroy you,
I'm going to get the VP.
You're going to get the VP. And you get 3 VP as well.
Yeah.
So I think I still want to do this, but I think I need to sort of not kill you.
Okay.
So I need to just leave you very badly wounded.
Okay, that's fine.
It's going to be interesting to see what you do. Do you just leave yourself open? Do you want to sacrifice a model?
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? I
Isn't
suppose, yeah, because then we trigger Act 3, and yeah.
So,
I will say how many dice are you getting on your attack?
So she'd get 2 war die and 1 elite die, but because of Swiftblades, it's going to go up to 3 elite die.
Okay, and how much damage can you do?
She's 2 for a regular hit and 4 for a crit.
Ooh, that's
Yeah. And she has the charge 2 special rule, which means she has 2 nullifies essentially baked into her attack. So I'll put those down already. I will tell you her unique trigger is Weather Cycle. So after symbol cancelling, if at least 1 unique is scored, remove the current weather card and put that number of unique weather cards into play. So maybe this Caustic Rain is going to go away.
well. Can I react to your reaction?
You cannot.
I cannot. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, all I'm getting is 2 elite die.
Okay, so as the attacker, I have to decide if I am going to discard a card for an extra dice. I'm not going to discard a card for an extra dice. Would you like to discard a card for a white die?
It just gives me a white die, right?
Yeah.
I will discard a card for a white die. I'm going to get rid of Frontier Folk.
What's their endurance?
It's 6 currently. Well, it'll be 5 actually, right?
5 because of the Caustic
Because
Rain.
of the rain, yeah.
And what's your tough rating? It'll be under their special rules. So they don't have tough. They don't have tough.
No.
Okay, so I want to deal you 4 damage, essentially.
Essentially.
Okay, let's see what we pick.
Yeah.
Remember, you can get your, just if this plays into your thinking at all, you can get your Weir family trigger.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. How many elites did you have?
2.
Oh, this is the gamble, this. Trying to imagine from your perspective. Like, I feel like you're the sort of general who will willingly sacrifice troops for VP.
Well, some of you may die.
Yeah.
But that is a sacrifice that I'm willing to make. I feel like the ladies and gentlemen at home watching this video are not, right now, before I reveal this, are not going to realise what I've done here. And I'm hoping you don't either.
Okay, let's see. Okay, so you've gone 2 unique and 1 armour.
Now, I will say I've gone unique because I have a special skill called Metal Horse. For each unique, I reduce damage taken by 2.
Okay.
Now, if we were tough, we'd do tough first, but I'm not tough, so...
Okay, yeah, that's a good shout, to be honest. And it's an interesting kind of way this is going to roll out. So, first of all, any evade to get rid of any crits? No, nothing. So then armor piercing. So I've got 2 armor piercing, and you've got 1 armor.
Yep. Take that
so
away.
you're gonna lose that, and you will gain a winded.
Yes, I will, because I need more winded cards.
You didn't have any shields.
Nope.
My nullifier's not going to matter. So I've then got an evade, which isn't going to do anything because you didn't go for your triggers, because I thought you might have done. A crit, which would deal 4 damage, but as we just revealed, it's going to reduce that to 0.
Yeah.
And I've got one unique, which means it's going to change the weather away from the caustic rain to one other thing.
It's fine. It's all good.
Let's see, what do we have next on the weather? We have Gale Force Winds. So all units gain the following war trigger. Armor, after this attack is resolved, force move the opposing unit X inches where X is equal to the number of armor after symbol cancelling. The forecast says, even the strongest struggle to stand upright as the air batters them. So Gale Force Winds is active. I'll just put that.
Okay, so everyone's a little bit stronger, but it's very windy out.
Put that over there, so we know we need to reshuffle it up.
I mean, the Gale Force Winds are out because my ranges are very windy.
See, I could have gone in for so much more damage, but I was like, you're just going to score VP if I do that, so I just needed to kind of tickle you.
Yeah.
All right, okay. But then it's over to me, because that was your activation. Okay. So my turn. What am I going to do? I feel like you've really been outsmarting me so far.
You are...
Okay, I think the Bombard drones... You're too kind. The Bombard drones are going to do grav jets. They've got nothing attached, so I can just pop this on without paying anything. They move up to twice their move speed, and they gain fly. The move speed is 3, which is going to give them 6 inches of movement. So I'm just going to get up and have a little... Let's see how far I can get them on a 6. Just up to here. I don't think I'm going to be quite able to get this other guy.
No, not within 1.
Not within 1, but I'm going to get him to a decent spot. Would you like to react?
I would. I would like to play Ambush on my Trapper.
Okay.
So I will have to discard a card to do that.
Yep.
I'm going to discard... Ooh, I suppose... I suppose we're going to discard... We should be discarding reactions. So I'm going to discard our land.
Okay. Why should you be discarding reactions?
For my war trigger. Or is it my interrupts?
It's interrupts for your war trigger.
I shouldn't be doing that then.
Yeah.
Sorry, that is why I had filled my... Yes, so... I will discard Point Blank instead.
Okay.
So, Ambush reads, and it's for the Trapper only. Play when an enemy unit is issued an order, other than attacking this unit, which you weren't, you just moved. Make a basic move order, and then make a valid ranged attack that ignores stealth. And the text says, if it helps, don't think of yourself as bait so much as a tactical trap. So, I'm going to do a basic move forward. We're going to go 5 inches. Then we're going to do a standard attack with Old Betsy. Now, I have stopped because I need to be at least 2 inches away from you to use Old Betsy.
Okay.
So I get 3 standard dice, 1 red dice, and 1 tech dice.
Okay, so you're on 3 war, 1 elite, and 1 tech. So kind of I'm defending, so both the drones will be able to contribute when they defend. So they're doing 1 war die and 1 tech die each, so it's going to be 2 war and 2 tech. I think the question, obviously you're the attacker, so do you want to discard a card to buff?
Yes. Yes, I do.
Okay.
I'm going to discard Hyperdance Rounds.
Okay, which is going to put you up to 4 war die.
Yes.
Now, I think I kind of have to reply in kind. I've got a fair few cards in hand, so it's not the... Because I'm going to discard Heart of the Grove to go to 3 war die. Now, the other question is, do you want to... You can trade in 3s, 3 of your war die for an elite die. So do you want to go down to 1 war die and 2 elite die, or are you happy sitting with what you've got there?
Now that's the question, because I could go for criticals, and you don't have a lot of ways to block criticals right now, apart from shields.
So shields don't block criticals, so...
Then, in that case, yes, I will go to one of them for...
Yeah.
Is it another one of these?
Another one, yeah. So you lose 3 war die and you gain 1 elite.
Yeah, I'm
Right.
going to do that.
Okay, what is your crit damage on that weapon?
My crit damage on that weapon is 4.
Okay, so pretty much I basically have to follow... So you have to declare that first as the
Yes.
attacker. I basically have to get rid of this to get this now, because otherwise almost certainly... I mean, I don't know what his unique does actually, but...
His unique trigger for each
unique symbol.
Increases model's endurance by +1 until the end of this player's activation. In addition, for each unique symbol, increase damage by +0/+2. So I can increase my crits to 6.
Okay, okay, but you know I can potentially evade the crit.
Evade 1, yeah.
Now, yeah, so...
Just 1, though.
Just 1, yeah. Yeah. Okay, that's...
Okay.
So, just for your information, the unique trigger on these guys is Hunter Missiles, which weapons used by this attack gain splash number of unique inches, which obviously, since they're not attacking, I'm probably not going to use it.
Alright. Ready? So, I've gone for 1 hit, which you have no armour.
So crits first,
Crits
because
first, so
we want to
2.
see if I have any evades left, basically, at the end.
2 crits.
So I'm going to get rid of one of them.
So that goes down to 1.
Yep.
Then shields.
So you've got a nullify, is that?
Nullify, yeah.
Yep, so I'm going to go down to 1 shield.
So then I'll take that off. Then we have a hit.
So you've got a hit and a crit. So the hit I will stop with the 1 shield, and the crit is left, which is 4
damage.
Luckily, I'm endurance 5, and we stopped the caustic
Oh,
rain.
we stopped the rain.
So I survive. But I do need to put... You're in range of both, so which one would you like to put the 4 wounds on?
I would like to put it on the one closest to the objective, please.
That's very sensible. There he is. Whew. Okay, then your turn.
I didn't plan my turn because I was too busy trying to shoot. I'm going to use Outlaw Trail as just a move on my dock to move him his 4 inches.
Fair enough. He's not been pulling his weight so far, hanging out the back there.
Yeah, over to you.
I still kind of feel like I just need to keep pushing this Drasil warrior forward at this point. Because I'm still in the same position of, like, I haven't managed to kind of move my guys close enough. I could do with moving the bombard drones to kind of hold that objective. That would be really nice. In fact, maybe that's what I should do, because I'm not going to get him up there. Yeah, okay, so I'm going to discard... Actually, I'm going to play Local Flora for its heal effect as an interrupt to take 1 wound off. I'm going to discard Purification to be able to play Extend Routes for the basic move on the bombard drones, which will let them move 3 inches. All I'm going to do is tuck him in to there, and I'll position this guy within 2, so he's going to sit just on the other side here, and I'm sure you may choose to react to that.
Unfortunately, I don't have enough cards in hand to discard to do anything. So
that's what I like to hear.
So is that over to me?
Yes, over to you.
I'm going to plan. So I'm going to get rid of 2 from my hand and 1 of these winded cards. Get my hand back.
Oh, you can still take another 2 off there.
Can I?
It's 1 to 3 from your hand. Up to 3 off of the
right.
attach. So
okay, and I don't get my VP because I didn't do that with an empty hand.
Fair.
Yeah. So then that is straight back over to you.
Okay, so now the question is, now can I do something? Because now if the act changes, we're going to score 3 VP each, right?
You would hope.
Unless I can destroy that entire unit of rangers. Which is, unfortunately, I don't kind of have the best cards in hand to do that. God, I'd have to discard 3 as well. Oh. She's pretty spicy though, but then they're also quite hard to kill. I feel like what I need to do actually, but I've got the reverse problem, right? Because you've just planned, so you've got a full hand of stuff to react with.
Yeah.
And the concern I have as well is like, basically, warrior's too far away to kind of do anything useful. The Dryad or the Bombards could probably make a decent attack at this point. The problem is the Bombards, if they destroyed the Trapper, say, we're going to score 3 VP apiece. Doesn't really progress things for me. The Dryad, if I destroyed the Rangers, would score me 3 VP and prevent you from scoring anything, which would be a nice victory, but I think it's unlikely that I'm going to be able to do that because I'd have to hit them really hard. And I don't really have the cards in hand to do that. But that kind of leads me to the conclusion that I should still attack with the Dryad, because if I destroy the entire unit, great, I'm in the best possible position. If I destroy one model, I'm no worse off.
Yes.
And if I don't destroy a model, I'm actually there weaker. And then I've actually got a chance on my next activation to try and a better chance to finish them off. So I think that's what I'm going to do. Now, the other thing I have to be careful about here, though, is that does mean basically discarding like everything. Which I don't love either. Actually, can you do me a favour? Can you check how far away is the furthest back bombard drone from the...
From these guys?
Yeah.
17 inches. And this one is 15, but with no line of sight.
They have an option to fire indirect.
Okay.
So that it could avoid, so they wouldn't need line of sight. But I didn't take the card that gives them bonus range, actually, which is a card they have. They can go up to 18-inch range with the card, but I didn't take that card. So, because that would have been better. Have the bombards bomb them. Okay. Right, I need to make a decision. And I'm going to go for the risky move. So, Dryad is going to go in. I'm going to play... So I'm going to discard, essentially, AI Counter, Molten Blast, and Nature's Reach, because she's got 3 cards on her, to be able to play the Bombard Jones, Obliterate, but just as its basic attack order. So she's just coming in with a basic attack on the Rangers. Would you like to...
Going to react, discarding 2 cards, because I'm going to do a standard reaction of Power Slide. When attacked, make a move basic order. I'm just going to shuffle a little bit. In fact, I'm going to shuffle away from those bombard drones.
Yeah, fair.
That's all I'm going to do. And then I count as being in heavy cover and gain an additional red dice.
You're like power sliding under my blades. Apologies for the sound effects. So, so I've got 2 war die, 1 elite die. It would be me to choose whether or not I'm going to discard, but I have no cards in hand, so
I get my 2 war die
Yep.
from being in heavy cover.
Yep.
I have 3 elite die because I get 1 each from them, and then I'm getting an additional 1, and that's all I get.
Okay. And do you want to discard a card from hand to?
I don't think. I think I'm all right.
Yeah, I think you're probably all right as well. So the question is, do I want to change the weather again?
Bring the rain back, and then have one of these die.
I think I know what I'm going to do.
Okay. Maybe I do need some of these.
So, this is going to be interesting. Okay, so crits, first of all, have you got any evades?
No evades.
No evades, okay. So then, have you got any armor piercing?
I have no armor piercing, but I have armor.
Piercing. I have armor as well.
Okay.
Because the Gale Force wins is on armor.
Right.
So essentially, what's going to end up happening here is, so my crit's going to go through.
Yes.
And it would be dealing 4 damage, but
I'm going to reduce it by 6.
6, so that's doing nothing. I would have had the 2 charge as well, but it doesn't matter because you've not got any shields up. The 2 armor, both of us are going to end this with 2 armor, which means both of us are going to get to resolve Gale Force wins.
Yes.
Which lets me force move the opposing unit X inches. So we're both going to be able to move each other 2 inches. So I'm going to choose this one as the lead. Move them like 2 inches, like kind of like to there.
Yeah.
And then put this one.
Interesting.
I mean, maybe I should have pushed you towards the bombards, but I was kind of thinking I just want to get you away from the objective. Because if I push it the other way, I push you towards another objective. Do you wish to push me 2 inches?
I do. Straight back.
Straight back, yeah. Okay, that's fair. Now this... I think this puts me in a better position where now the tables have turned. Now the upper hand is on the other foot.
Well, but it is my turn.
It is your turn. But you should have the same fear, I guess, that I had of not wanting to move. But maybe you're going to drive the Rangers in and kill my Dryad or something. I don't know.
Wow. If only I had more of those outlaw trail cards. They're quite good. Let me just remove my attack board off there.
I think you have 2 in your deck, which is the maximum allowed.
And they're on the Doctor, and they're just sat there at the minute, so... Okay. I am going to discard Doc's orders and Frontier Folk to do Ride Along, which we ignore most of what it says, but I get to make a basic move with the Rangers. Okay. So, you know what? I'm going to have the lead come up here.
Yeah.
And then this one come here.
Okay.
And that's all.
Right, okay, so I'm going to plan now. So, who do I...
See, you're always planning at the worst times. I want to react to things you're doing, but you keep planning.
It's tough here because it's like, I kind of... Like, now I'm in a bad position again over here. Those Rangers are a real problem.
They're a real tough nut to crack. They don't really want to
go. Okay, so I'm definitely going to take grav jets off of the bombards.
Okay.
I can't leave all of this on the drive. The drive's going to need to do
No,
stuff.
please leave it all on.
Right. Okay. The awful thing about Heist Fake as well is it's like I've got to spend one of my removals to get rid of it, but it's a card that goes to your discard pile. You planned quite recently, didn't you?
Yes.
Okay, so I will give you... So that will go to your discard. And I will take Swiftblade off. So then I've had 3 cards off. And I will pick this up. And then it's over to you.
Alright, so I am going to... We're just going to go straight out of the gate. We can do that. No, we can't do that. We haven't got enough cards to do that, so we're going to do it this way around. Remind me again what my We're Family does.
So We're Family means for each hit you have at the end of kind of symbol resolution, you can play an interrupt card from your discard pile.
Cool. Right, we're going to play Point Blank.
Okay.
On the Rangers.
Okay.
We're going to discard Hyperdense Rounds.
Okay.
Which is an interrupt.
Yeah.
So, point blank says make a valid range attack, but reduce the weapon's range by 3 inches. Now we'll go to 5 inches, but against your Dryad, that's going to be fine. Gain an additional elite dice, and the weapon has +1 crit damage.
Okay, so I will react. I'm going to just...
I will say I'm doing this with my Appaloosa 19X revolvers.
Very nice. So I'm going to discard Nature's Reach and Terraform, because I've got 2 cards on the Dryad, to react with Swift Blade.
Oh.
I do want to check as well, because you're saying you've essentially got 5-inch range.
5 inches of range, and I think that might be alright.
Yeah, you're alright.
Yeah.
Actually, you're within 4. I was wondering if the back one might have been out, but no such luck.
No.
Okay, so do you want to build up your dice pool?
Yeah, so I have 2 war dice, because they get 1 each. I have 3 elite dice, because they get 1 each, and I'm getting an additional one from that point blank. And then I have 2 tech dice.
Okay, and would you like to discard a card to enhance?
Now that is a question, isn't it?
Do you have any special rules on your rifle?
Surge.
So Surge means you can discard up to 3 cards and get up to 3 additional dice.
Ah, right. Well, then in that case, I'm going to discard 2 and get 2 additional war dice.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I see where this is going.
Yes.
Okay. So, because I'm reacting, I'm on my defensive dice, which is not so good. I would just be getting 1 war dice and 1 tech die. Mm-hmm. However, because I play Swiftblade, I do get 2 elite die.
Okay.
I can discard a card for an extra war die, which I think I'm going to need here.
Okay.
Which I will do, so I'll discard Purification, I think.
Now, you can hit me back here because of the reaction you played, correct?
Yes, I can, because I am hitting you in melee, essentially.
Okay.
So you may want to think about defending yourself.
Yeah.
The other thing to consider here is, do you want to do the upgrade? So you can trade 3 of those war die for an extra elite die, or you might want to keep the war die.
I think I want to keep the war die in this instance.
Okay.
In this instance.
Okay. Oh, I should point out I have 2 in Nullify to start out with because I've got charge 2 on my
Okay.
Weapon. How many elite die did you have?
3.
And how many war die do you have? 4.
4.
Flippin' heck.
Just going to get my interrupts out ready.
How confident?
Yeah, hopefully.
Let's go for it. Wasted one of my dice, I can see. Okay, so evades. So you were the attacker, so we technically resolve it kind of that way around first.
Okay.
So I have no evades to stop your crits.
Nope.
I have. Do you have any armor piercing? No. So you're not going to get rid of my armor. Do you have any nullify?
Yes.
Got 2 nullify, so that is going to get rid of my shield. Leave it on the 2. Technically, because we're going to resolve when we resolve it back the other way, it would be these numbers. It's not going to matter, but just strictly speaking, it's obviously when you're kind of only doing the attack one way, it is easier to just remove the dice because it gets quicker to see what's going on. But okay, so then it's just down to the hits basically. Oh, I have nullified to get rid of your shield, but you've got no shield.
Didn't take your shield because you said you had 2 on these.
Yes, yeah, very wise. I've got an armor piercing, which is not going to do anything because you haven't got any armor. So then I've basically got 1 hit, which you've got.
Go through.
we'll go through.
I have one evade.
You've got one evade, so that's going to stop it.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Oh, well, no, because
you went for a crit, so it'll stop.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I'm doing this wrong.
Yeah.
We want to keep flowing from your direction, so it's you've got 4 hits.
Yes.
4 hits and 2 crits.
4 hits and 2 crits to you.
Okay. Because I have nothing. The only thing I had was shield in the stop.
Yeah.
That's gone. So what's 4 hits and 2 crits in
As
damage?
in damage.
Yeah.
So it is 4 just for the hits, and it'll be an additional 8 for the crits.
So 12
so
damage.
12 damage.
Okay, that is definitely going to destroy the
good.
triad.
Yeah.
But I will still get to resolve my attacks back, which unfortunately I don't think are going to be enough to.
Well, and now I have hits, so I can use my We Are Family, right?
You can use your We Are Family, yes.
So I am going to now. Is it for the number of hits that I got through, or
I believe it is for the number of hits you got through. You can play that many interrupts. The only thing is you don't get the it counts as being attached at the end of this whole sequence.
Yeah, it's just to get them on there, basically.
Yeah. So for each triggering symbol, you may play an interrupt card from your order discard pile on another friendly unit. No matter how many symbols trigger this, you can't play the same card against the same unit more than once on a single action reaction. Any effect that attached order might have on the unit that receives it does not go into effect until after this action reaction trigger is resolved.
But I'm going to put Frontier Folk and Hyperdense Rounds on there for free, essentially.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
Frontier Folk gets me +1 to tough,
Yeah.
and Hyperdense Rounds is all my weapons get the penetrating special rule.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, which means basically the opponent doesn't get cover dice.
Yes.
Okay.
So you do get your attacks back.
I do get attacks back. So, but not much though, because you had 2 evades.
One
right?
evade.
One evade.
One evade.
So I'm going to go down to 1 crit.
Yeah.
And I've got a hit, which is going to be blocked by your armor.
No, don't have any armor, so a crit and a hit.
Crit and a hit. Okay. Yeah. Because you had 2 crits in it, right? Yeah, I got it right. So, crit and a hit coming through, which is going to be 6 damage.
Oh, I didn't realise it was that much. That just kills straight up kills one of them.
Yeah. Okay. That's.
Okay. And Act 3 is now triggered.
Act 3 is now triggered. So, I guess a couple of important points there. So at this point, basically, I hold this objective, you hold that objective.
Yes.
We're scoring 3 VP each.
Yes.
Which, as it happens, means we're never going to get to see the. Oh no, but you're.
I'm already on one more than you.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Because of my secondary that I chose at the start of the game.
Yes. Yeah. I've not been aggressive enough really to score mine.
No.
But it's because I think it would have been worse for my VP overall,
Yeah.
so I think it was the right choice. Now that does mean we will. So we've scored for the Alien Runes. Alien Runes still keeps scoring. So hold objective nearest your deployment zone. Blah 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 blah. It's true when the. Yeah. So this will. So these are still scoreable again at the end of Act 3. Yeah. Okay. So that's going to be interesting. I am going to get a tactical shift card.
Okay.
So do you want to give us the top tactical shift card? I won't look at it yet because I can't remember if that happens before or after. Yeah, no. So I need to wait until the act begins. So,
It's my turn, so I get rid of the first one. Right?
you are going to get the first choice.
Yeah.
Now you will also get the first choice to see whether you want to do an act replacement, which I could do. I don't know where I put the act replacement card. I had it here earlier. I don't think I want to do it though. It's Future Seeds.
Okay. Well, our choices are unexpected ceasefire, objective type none, setup none. Trigger for endgame. Each player gets 6 more activations and then the game ends. The game ends. Sorry, when the game ends, gain 1 VP for each opposing surviving unit. So it's like you want to stop murdering things. Yeah. The next one is wipe them out. Objective type none, setup type none. Trigger for game end. Each opponent gets 6 more activations, then the game ends. Score 1 VP for each enemy unit destroyed. The opposites. And then finally, enemy VIP identified. Objective type none. The first reactive player in initiative order, so is that you?
This is your turn, isn't it? Yes,
Yes.
that's me.
Has a VIP. Their model closest to the centre of the battlefield is the VIP.
It's going to be the one that bombards, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's going to be the one that's already damaged. Trigger for the endgame, the VIP escapes or is destroyed. Scoring, the VIP gets within 3 inches of their deployment edge, then escapes, earning 2 VP. If they are killed, the killer earns 2 VP. So I am going to get rid of Unexpected Ceasefire.
Okay, fair. So then, I think like the enemy VIP identified is so high risk because it's going to be your turn, and I've got a guy, and it's going to be the guy who's on like 4 wounds or 3 wounds or something.
3 wounds at the minute, yeah.
Yeah, you're just going to like just destroy him straight away. So I think I can't play enemy VIP identified realistically. So it's going to have to be wipe them out. So we're going to get 6 more activations and then score 1 VP for each enemy unit destroyed. So, but like I say, these objectives are still active.
Yes.
So
it is a scoreable thing.
Yes. And
it's your turn.
It's my turn. Okay.
We should have some sort of counter.
Yeah. So
use a dice to see this is your first activation.
Okay.
You have 5 more after this.
Okay, I'll use one of these up here. So I've got this on a 1, and and then when that gets to so it's me going now.
Yeah.
So it's you'll get the last turn of the game.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Keep that in mind. Oh, and I'll see what tactical shift card did I draw. I got regroup. So basically, with the tactical shift cards, the way that they work is it's another card in your hand you can just discard for any of the things where you pay for discarding, whether that's to issue orders or in order to buff your dice in the combat. They also count as any basic order, so they can be played for the heal, the move, the retaliate, the interact, and the attack. But their special thing is on the card itself, which is a way to score extra VP. So play as an interrupt immediately after resolving an order where a friendly model moved, such that all friendly models are within 3 inches of another friendly model. Score 1 VP, then shuffle this card back into the tactical shift deck. So if I use it for that, I will lose it from kind of my hand. I doubt I'm going to use it for that because that is actually super difficult to do with the force that I've got. Maybe I say that right. So these would have gone when the Dryad died. These would have gone here, and this is here. Do I reinforce the Dryad? Do I have a card in hand that will let me do that? I don't. Okay, but that is a consideration for maybe later on. I need to kill now. That's what this comes down to. Oh God, I bet I don't have obliterate in hand either. No. Okay, I am going to play Grav Jets, but as a basic move on the. Actually, right. So I will play Local Flora as the interrupt.
Okay.
Can you remove us a wound off one of them?
Yes. You got the cards to discard for that? I presume yes.
I don't need to for interrupts.
Oh,
you don't need to worry about that. But I am going to then play move on the Drasil Warrior, and I will discard Heart of the Grove to do this, which is going to let him move 3 inches, which will just get him like to here.
What is the range of his guns?
12 inches.
Oh, okay. I got some time. I got some time before I need to worry about that.
But at least it's kind of a I mean, that's my turn. It's over to you. It's kind of like do you want to? Well, unless you wanted to react to that.
Well, here's the thing. I'm on an empty hand.
Okay.
So I'm now going to plan on an empty hand, which gets me my second VP for that objective. So I can no longer score that.
Yeah.
That's done. And for the plan, I'm going to get rid of ambush and outlaw trail from the trapper, and point blank from the rangers. Oh, and throw these cards onto the board apparently. They're still attached to the rangers. That's it. Over to you. So that counts as my first activation of the 6.
Yes. Okay. So then I'm on to my second activation of the 6.
Yes.
We're currently 5-3 in VP as well.
Yes.
In your favour.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to discard 2 cards to do my regroup as a basic move order on the Drasil Warrior again and move him another 3. Risky because you've got a fully operational battle station over there.
Do I?
But
I mean, you're still a ways out, I think. Yes, you're still 13 inches, so you're still going to have another 13 and a half inches, so you're still going to have another move before you can do anything to me.
assuming you don't move towards me at all.
Assuming.
But it's your turn.
Yeah.
Which is your third?
My second
turn
activation, yeah. I'm going to activate my Trapper, and I'm going to play Heist Fake.
Okay.
On these guys.
Oh. Oof. Are you sure?
Yes.
100% sure.
Why would I not?
I've got empty hands, so I'm definitely planning. And I mean, it's still...
Tell you what, I didn't realise that. You can give me that back.
Yeah. I mean, it still would have meant I pretty much have to waste one of my
Yes.
detachments, but it's better to play it, like, next turn.
Okay. Well, in that case, then, we will play Point Blank on the Trapper.
Okay, yeah.
No discards, because it has no cards in them, so he's just going to do it. Make a valid ranged attack, but reduce the weapon's range by 3 inches. That's fine, because that takes it down to 12 inches. Then I get an additional elite dice, and the crit damage increases by 1. So I'm going to obviously attack these little boys here.
These poor innocent fellows.
Yeah. I get 3 war dice.
Yep.
I get 2 elite dice. And I get 1 tech dice.
Okay, so with the bombard drones, they're 1 war die and 1 tech die each, so which they're going to get both in defence, so it's going to be 2 and 2. As the attacker, do you wish to discard a card to get yourself a bonus war die?
No.
No, I don't think you need it.
No.
And then it's...
Now, do I take the opportunity to discard? I can discard my 3.
Yeah, and to
Get
go
an additional one. You can't stop me. I mean, a shield would stop a crit, right?
No, it doesn't.
No.
It doesn't.
And how much endurance do these guys have?
5.
5.
And they're on 3 wounds currently, are they?
Yeah, I am going to do that then, I think. We get
Yeah.
rid of all my war dice
Yeah.
to get 3 elite dice.
Okay. All right.
You ready? So,
Okay.
I went for 3 crits, and I went for a shield in case you were doing anything back to me.
Wise, because I mean there was a chance that I
Yes.
could have gone. I don't know why I went put shield. Actually, I should have done nullify. Not that it really mattered.
Yes, no.
Because the shields are gonna not do anything against. Because I knew you had no war die.
Yeah.
But basically, your 3 crits are going to come through, and they're going to do
15 damage.
So the bombards are wiped out.
Very good.
Which you score a VP, right?
I think that might be at the end. No, it just says score 1 VP for each enemy unit destroyed, so that is right now.
But I did put 2 armor in, and I'm going to have 2 armor left, which means I will push a Gale
back.
Force Winds, and I'm going to pull you towards me 2 inches.
There yours. Would you like me to do this?
Yeah, if you can go like out of cover.
Out of cover to there. I mean,
yeah.
It's not going to get all the way out.
Yeah.
Of cover,
No,
so-
I know. But I was like, I'm going to die anyway.
Yes.
So
Yes. Over to you for your
my third activation. Yeah, okay. I've got to be really careful because I don't have a lot to play with. I have to plan as well. The good thing is, I will remove those from the warrior, my last man standing, and get this full hand drawn up.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, over to you.
How much endurance does the warrior have?
22.
Ooh, that's quite a lot. Alright, I'm going to play Outlaw Trail on the Rangers. Discarding 3 cards to do so. I am make a basic move, but all I'm going to do is go 1 inch away from just some within scoring range. But importantly, that gets me the stealth special rule.
Okay. Got all the upgrades on them now.
Yeah. +1 toughness, stealth, and all my attacks have penetrating. And also winded, the best upgrade.
Over to me.
Yes, that's my third activation. This is your fourth.
It's my fourth. Okay. I'm going to exile Bombard Drones card Grav Jets from the game to reinforce them. I can bring them back within like 5 of a friendly unit, so... Like, basically another inch on from... I'm going to do an inch from there, like that. But I've got to stay an inch away from objective, so probably...
Yes.
Like here. Another guy within 2 of him. Something like there, but still an inch away from there. And then it's over to you.
Could do some measuring. Okay. This is my fourth activation. You're going on to 5, so you've only got 2 more. So I should move this attack board out of the way. How many victory points are you currently on?
3.
3. Alright. Seems like the best way to do this. I'm going to play Heist Fake on these guys. I'm within 8 inches of them. Now, do I need to discard anything to do that?
Who's doing it? It's
The
him.
Trapper.
So he does have to discard the card for the one who's got attacked.
That's fine then.
I do get to react to that.
Yeah.
I will play AI counter, I think. Yeah, I'm going to play AI counter on the Bombards. I'd have declared it before that attached. So,
yeah.
They have to make an attack against the unit that it was issued it, which would be the Trapper.
Yeah.
Is the Trapper within 15 of both of them?
I would say so, because he's within 8 of one of them. So, yes.
Okay. So they're going to get 6 war die from that. They would get 2 tech die, but they're going to get 3 because they've got... because AI counter gives a bonus one. So I'm going to go to 3 tech die. And I can discard a card... which I would discard Hero of the Grove to buff that to a 7th war die.
That's a lot of war die.
What are you going to be sitting on?
1 elite die.
So I could convert into... do you want to discard a card for a war die? I do need to have decided at this point whether I'm going to trade down. I don't think I will, because I think I'm better off with weight of hits.
How much damage does each one of those do?
2 for a basic hit, 3 for a crit.
Well, you got me anyway. I'm dead there, so...
So what's the most valuable thing you can do? Well, assuming I don't try and do something else, but I'm probably going to try and kill you, let's be honest.
I mean, at this point, he's just going to die. He's played his important thing to stop you from capturing that objective. That's what I needed him to do. Actually, what I will do, I was keeping this for a reason. No, because this is a reaction, so I can't. This is a reaction to my. So I can't do that. So actually, I can't really play anything.
Okay, so we're going to see what we set. What's his unique trigger do? I guess it doesn't help you in this case, I think, actually, if I remember what he does.
No, it increases my endurance by 1, which doesn't help me in this because of the way the fire coming in. Unique triggered to get my endurance up to 6, but I feel like there is more than 6 damage coming in.
Yeah, I mean, that's basically there's 12 damage. Well, more than that, but 40. It's 14 damage with nullifiers.
Let me take him off the table.
Yes, yeah. Which is going to score me a VP.
Yep.
But you're right. You're stopping my bombard drones from being able to score the middle objective.
And that was your 5th activation, so you only have 1 more after this.
That was my...
This is your 5th activation.
This is my 5th activation now.
Ooh.
And for this activation, I'm going to play extend roots on the warrior for its basic action move to move him 3 inches. Like about here. Do you want to react to that?
No.
No,
I don't.
And then I will play regroup because I've now got every model within 3 inches of another friendly model, which means I lose this. It gets shuffled back into this deck over here, which
matters.
What matters.
Shuffle it, but we're not going to use it again anyway.
Yep, which scores me a VP and puts me on 5 VP
to my 6.
And it's over to you for your 5th.
Yes, my 5th. I'm going to get rid of this. I'm going to plan.
Okay.
As my 5th. Risky as it may be.
Yeah.
I think it's a good idea. I'm going to take Winded. And we're going to keep that one on there. We're going to keep that one on there. We're going to take that one off. And we're going to take this one off the dock as well. And so they go in there, and then I'm going to discard 2 from hand as well.
Yeah.
Get full hand back.
Yeah, okay.
Over to you for your final.
My final activation. Now. There's no point bringing the Dryad back at this point because I should do nothing. And I can't legally place her in such a way that would help me with the objectives.
Yes.
I could try and... I think he's more than 4 inches away, so even with the best will in the world, well, I suppose if I moved him 3 to there, he's got quite a big...
Quite a big base. I think he'd be within 2.
I need to be within an inch, though. That's the problem. So, like, if he's more... Basically, if his base is more than 4 inches away now...
No, it's not.
So, I could move him there, and that would score me... That's going to be worth 2 at the end of the game. But you're going to score 3, and you're already ahead by 1.
Yes.
And you're going to get another turn to do something.
Yes.
So, I have to try and kill that ranger. That's what I need to do.
You can try.
I mean, I know it's difficult. But I think that's the only thing to do. And I think you already. Could you check? Did you already move her so she was out of range of this guy?
I made it so she was out of range, but then you've since moved. I think so. What's his range? 12 inches. Yeah, he's currently out of range. You would have to move.
Yeah, and he can't move and shoot, unfortunately. His guns are definitely better. But I think this is going to have to be... The Bombards are going to have to try and... Alright, I did keep their Obliterate, which I think is their best hope here. We're going to have to discard 2 cards. So I'll discard those 2, I think. Yeah, for it's... Yes, yeah, that's the right 2 to discard. So they're going to make a valid range attack. Oh, this is the one I did have it. It's the one that extends their range by 3 inches. But more importantly, because I think they're both going to be in range, they're going to gain an elite die. Do you wish to react?
I do. Can you remind me what stealth does?
Stealth means if at any point you are more than 10 inches away,
yes,
you gain an additional tech die. You get an extra blue die.
Right. So, but I have stealth right now. So. I am not 10 inches away from that one, but I am 10 inches away from that one.
Yeah, but you would measure to the
from
close...
the unit, so I
from
just
the unit,
don't
yeah.
get that. Okay,
yeah, unless if your reaction was to, say, drive you back to here, and that put you 10 inches away, you would get stealth.
To be honest, actually, that's a fair point. Because, yes, that's a very good idea, Dave. I like that idea. So am I... Yes, I could. But it's whether it's worth it.
You could shoot back as well. I
could.
So it's like, do you want to sacrifice yourself to kill the Bombards?
No, I need those points, Dave.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, you don't really want to drive away from the objective.
No, but I do have another turn to drive back.
Oh, that's a good point. That's a very good point.
But then, driving away is only going to get me a tech dice. And possibly...
if you could get yourself... You could get cover as well, yeah.
Possibly heavy cover.
But you can get heavy cover
with the reaction.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to discard these 3 to power slide.
Yeah.
To give myself... so I can make a basic move action, actually, to do it as well. So actually, I could do that. Yeah, I may as well do that. Get myself the heavy cover and the tech dice. So
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
one more hit stopping coming
yeah,
through, right?
I'd say 8 inches. So it's come down yet.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So, I'm going to be on the 6 war die, 2 tech die, just from their stats, and then also from the obliterate, I gain 1 elite die. And then do I want to discard a card for an extra one? I think I do, probably. Yeah. I'm not going to get... This is my last thing I get to do, so actually, yeah.
Yeah, it would make more sense.
Yeah, I mean, I might get a reaction still, so that's the only thing I need to keep in hand, basically. Yeah, okay, so do you want to build yours up?
Yes, I get 2 war die for being in heavy cover.
Yeah.
I get 2 elite die, 1 from itself and 1 from the action I did. And then I get a tech die for being for
stealth?
For stealth, yeah. And then do I want to discard anything? I mean, yes, I think I do. I think it's the best idea. Yeah, I'm going to get rid of this to gain an additional war die. Now it's whether I want to trade that off. No, I think I'm going to keep it like that.
Yeah, I think that's...
Yeah, I'm going to keep it like
right.
that.
So I have to declare first in terms of trades, right? So the question is, I could... I think I want Weight of Fire, though. And I've got an elite die, so it's like if I wanted to do something fancy...
Yeah.
I could go for a second one, which would fall, but you're going to put them both in evade anyway. Probably. Oh no, you've got your unique that reduces damage. Do I want to make that a more difficult decision for you? You've got 3 there. I'm sure there's like an ideal calculation
but
here.
Just thinking of it on the spot.
I know, yeah. No, I'm going to go with as is.
Okay. Then I'm going to go.
How many war die did you have?
3.
Okay, so do you have any evades?
Yes, I have 1.
Okay, so that's going to get rid of my crit. Do you have any armour?
Yes, I have 3.
So 3 armour piercing, so it's going to be 3 winded.
Yes. I have 3 winded, yes. Oh dear.
Yes.
Oh dear. Yeah, I forgot about that. Oh well.
I've got 2 nullifies to get rid of your shield.
Yep.
And then I've got 4... Have you got... Is that a unique? Yeah. So I've got 4 hits, which is going to be 8 damage, but reduced by 2.
Which is 6.
And you've got tough 1.
Which means she's on 1.
Because it takes down to 5 damage.
Yeah. So, yes. So, well, no, she's got tough 1, so actually she's got 7. So, she's on 1 life left.
Yeah.
So she takes 6. There you go.
Did she take 6? Because 4 damage would be 8 damage, reduced by 2 to 6, reduced by 1 from your toughness.
Oh, is that what tough does? Sorry.
Tough.
So she takes 5, so she's on 1.
So, yeah.
How many victory points are you currently on, Dave?
I'm on 5 victory points.
And you're going to score that central objective, or have they got...
They're more than an inch away, they haven't moved.
So if I just do nothing... I mean, I can't do anything, because all of the winded...
Yeah, so this is... Because are you on 6?
Yes.
Yeah, I needed to have killed that ranger.
Yeah, but you were on 1.
What he's saying is, I was 1 damage short of killing the ranger, which would have scored me the VP for a tie, basically.
Yes.
Because you're now going to... Basically, neither of us are going to score anything. Unless you could try and do something to score.
Yeah.
But you could just do nothing.
Well, for what it matters, I'm going to give Outlaw Trail to the dock to let him do a 6-inch move. But
okay, it's not
just going to go there.
It's just going to go there. And we would be ending the game on 6-5 in your favour.
Correct.
Good game.
Good game.